adalah projectionnya bukan hanya untuk mempersiapkan teman-teman dealing with AIoT, but in any way possible later, especially you are going to soon, lulus, and then probably apply for a job. So this is the part you're going to put into yourself into business environment, because you're going to write down a proposal. You're going to write down a not simply proposal. What is it? Application letter. You're going to write down a possibility for you to have the internship and etc. to business people. So then you have to have this. So what is effective and why we have to make it effective? Kita akan mulai dengan simply from this picture. So if you can see, probably you're going to ask why we have to put a hook di situ ya. Kok ada hook di situ dalam surat juga gitu ya. So this is just reflections. When you do not have that, not even a second, the person who received that, the recipient, will read your letter, because it's just like, wasting time, and they can predict what you are going to write, or how are you going to start with. Dari mulai subject headingnya, dari mulai a start of your email, or simply a glance, udah bisa kelihatan, okay, bye, langsung seperti itu. So mind your writing, because this is something that we keep getting. We also that expertise in getting the email because we receive like tons. Apalagi kalau teman-teman misalnya mengirimnya ke specific position like satu ada HR atau human capital, apapun label namanya di situ. Imagine this is their job. This is something they do every single day. So they know how to make a quick decision whether they're going to continue to read or they don't. Gitu ya. Oke, so let's move on with this. Kalau gitu, bagaimana untuk bisa membuat hook ini berjalan hari ini? Okay, right. Next slide. Okay, now this is for everybody. Silakan, siapa yang berani memastikan? Gak berani sih, anak XLFL berani semua. Sequence ya, these activities from the easiest to the most difficult one for you. Kira-kira yang mana? Langsung raise your hand kalau sudah ada. With the reason. Nathan, silakan Nathan.
For me, I think it's supposed to be the first one is the easiest one, writing, and then reading, and then speaking, presenting, and after that, the difficult one is negotiating.
The difficult one is negotiating, Nathan, yes. So you start with speaking, that's the first. The second is?
Writing.
Oh.
The easiest one.
The easiest one. The easiest one is writing, okay. The second one is?
The second one is reading.
Reading. The third?
The third one is speaking, presenting, and after that, negotiating.
Okay. Wow, Nathan even writing at the first. Okay. Thank you, Nathan. Next we have siapa lagi? Hana boleh bantu di spotlight? Next ya, siapakah?
Ada Hans.
Ya, okay. Yes, Hans. Go ahead, Hans.
Your turn. All right, thank you, Didi. So, for me, the easiest one will be reading, and then followed by speaking, presenting, writing, and negotiating.
Reading,
speaking, presenting, writing, and negotiating.
Our last one is negotiating. Okay. All right. Thank you. Move on. Let's move on. Satu lagi kayaknya ya.
Just wait. Hilangan namanya. Ada dari
Vival.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. For me, I think the easiest one start from reading to speaking, then to presenting, negotiating, and the most difficult one is writing, because sometimes we want to put negotiating in our writing explicitly or implicitly, and it is very hard. If we negotiate by talking, maybe it is easier, but with writing, very hard. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for tadi siapa aja, Nathan, and then we have Hanson dan juga Tifal ya. How your answer changed the game, because if I ask this to my mentee, my trainee 10 years ago, back with the situation where tidak ada yang namanya social media seperti sekarang derasnya gitu ya. They will start with this is just speaking, we just can talk. There will be not difficult, writing will be at the end gitu ya. At the time we have all the possibility to practice. Sekarang malah writing is easy gitu. Karena konsep teman-teman writingnya adalah writing that you do like when you are doing your social media. And then when you put into gitu ya, hari-hari yang lainnya dalam konsep menulis business, possible, adding aja. Tinggal sekarang konsepnya whether this is business or not. Tidak ada jawaban yang salah, karena based on your skill and experience, right? But the question is, when you can layer the sequence, what are you going to do with it? Gitu. Misalnya tadi Tiffan, gue jelek banget di writingnya. So what are you going to do gitu? Apakah hari ini akan membuat cekrawalnya Tiffan akan lebih bagus lagi? Or ketika Nathan bilang writing is the easiest one for me, right at the start, you would just like wow gitu ya. Ketika seperti pertanyaan adalah challenge yourself. Apakah that's what I do gitu ya. That's what I'm doing every single day. But later when I show you the example, I never do that. Oh my god gitu. Bisa jadi hanya writing aja dalam konsep yang what I know, not because technically you learn about it gitu ya. Or simply by saying reading is easy. So what kind of reading that you do actually reading? Apakah reading dengan strategi atau reading dengan ya udah mendingan baca gitu ya. It's not about it. Pernah nggak mengkomparasi antara simply level 1 sampai level 5 of reading dari ketebalan ceritanya gitu ya, isinya dan kepadatan fontnya sampai pada konsep apakah this is intermediate, advanced, atau masih basic. Why if reading is easy? Pertanyaannya reading hari ini the most youth it's very much low. Berarti sekarang back to yourself. This is experience that we do that we try to escalate. So today focusing adalah bagaimana kita bisa again get business correspondence because it will relate to how much your prior knowledge shape you dari mulai pilihan kata, dari mulai culture yang dipahami, how you know the person that what you are going to write to, and etc. Okay, so just think about this kind of situations yang bisa dipindahkan. Misalnya kalau kita sekarang berbahasa Indonesia setiap hari, mungkin lebih mudah. Atau bisa jadi lebih mudah bahasa Inggris. Kalau bahasa kan jadi muter-muter gitu ya. That means we have to have understanding more in terms of culture. Kode bahasa Indonesia seperti apa, kode bahasa Inggris seperti apa. If you do not know that, it will be dangerous gitu ya. So simple menggunakan addressee, kapan memakai misalnya Mr. dengan panggilan nama surname-nya atau last name-nya atau family name-nya dengan panggilan nama depannya. So that thing sudah membedakan ketika teman-teman menulis emailnya. Okay, next one. Okay, let's move on. So thank you for the answer everybody. Now we go on dengan ada catatan aja sedikit tentang writing gitu ya. So it's not simply writing. Memindahkan, pada dalam konsepnya memindahkan spoken English into a paper, onto a paper. Because it's more complex than that. It is more than what you just know in your brain and then dipindahkan aja. It's not a WhatsApp. Padahal juga nanti dalam konteks swasta kita juga bisa nulis email gitu ya. Kenapa? Dipindahkan biar cepat. Jadi logikanya, sequence-nya sama seperti kita menulis email. Atau sama seperti kita menulis it's a business information. So what you have to know tidak hanya sekedar memindahkan. Dari segala hal, detailnya juga harus diperhatikan. So it takes an effort di sini bilangnya onto the writer's part to make it easy to the reader, ya, on the reader, because it has to be readability. Artinya bukan sekedar menuliskan aja atau seperti layaknya ya udah drop the assignment, yang penting gua ngirim aja. It has to be attracting. Kalau kita kembali ke slide 1 tadi ada hooknya, membuat orang mau membacanya, membuat orang mau merasakan oh ada effort di bagian si pengirimnya ini to the recipient, because you are the one who actually send the email. Okay, now let's start. Kita akan mulai dengan yang slide pembicaraan tentang technicality-nya. Next slide. Right, so these are some things that you have to remember about writing. Ada basic yang we have to understand about it. Dan ini bagian-bagian yang kadang-kadang we forgot or we just don't care. Yang pertama ada sentence line. Jadi I keep receiving emails. Satu paragraf titiknya satu. Yang isinya bisa ada 4 baris. Kind of weird though, because you cannot even breathe when you read that. Jadi harus dipastikan max like 12 words, and you're going to have a full stop. You're going to have a period. Sentence length matters. Jangan sampai satu paragraph, satu kalimat, and then you move on to the second paragraph. Well, that's weird. Okay? Then we have sentence structure means some people, they just don't care about grammar, but actually this is important to show the way, ya. Beratnya the information that you have. Sesimpel seperti ini. I hate when people say, okay, I'll call you, especially from you guys. Ya, dari yang lebih muda, dari Menti ke Didi. Okay, Didi, I'll call you gitu. If I like to put into English, I would say you're promising shit. Excuse my word. Because of what? Will it just for voluntarily action? Means pada saat itu aja. If it is a plan, you're not going to do it unless you escalate with, okay, Didi, I'm going to call you. Okay, Didi, I am to call you. Okay, Didi, gitu ya. Tidak menggunakan lagi dengan I will, because you're promising something that you're not going to do. So that's the part you're going to know. Oh, ini akan jadi sesuatu yang tidak menyenangkan kalau dipakai di dalam konsep email. Apalagi kalau teman-teman nanti, mungkin kalau di Indonesia, oke-oke aja memakai will gitu ya. But when you write something like this to the native speaker, they're going to make sure you are not going to be accepted. You are not serious. You don't even care. You don't even know how to use the word will. Begitu. Sentence structure matters. So pertanyaannya, am I ready gitu to use this in terms of this kind of concept? Sentence structure. Kapan menggunakan and, kapan menggunakan koma, dan seterusnya. That will be very much important. Okay? Ada eskalasinya tadi. Will, going to, I am to. I'm to call you. Kok bisa ya I'm to call you? Yeah, why? Increasing the level of needs, urgency, sampai kalimat, okay, I must call you. Kenapa bisa I must call you? Apa bedanya dengan I have to call you? Kita jangan ngomongin bahas grammar ya. Waduh. Okay? Alright. Next adalah choice of words. Kemudian ada appropriateness. Choice of word bukan berarti teman-teman harus keren ya. Sering banget memakai kata-kata technical yang muter-muter yang nggak jelas. It has to be day-to-day language. Karena email itu representative of you ketika tidak bisa bertemu sama orangnya secara langsung, gitu ya. So you text a message, memastikan bahwa mungkin telepon tidak bisa langsung, ketemu juga tidak bisa, and then akhirnya send a message to make a promise untuk apa? Apakah engage nanti, gitu ya. So that's why choice of word-nya jadi tidak menggunakan technical things yang this is not necessarily, and it takes more time to understand about it. Because if we have to talk about email, max in reading it is like 30 to 2 minutes. Itu pun udah kelamaan. Imagine if we have to have like 30 emails a day and I have to read thoroughly dengan kata-kata yang tadi, gitu headache banget. Atau panjang sekali, padat sampai kayak seperti itu jadi bagian proposalnya. Right? So appropriateness juga di sini termasuk di dalamnya dari mulai culture appropriate, tidak memaksakan, tidak digabung antara yang model gitu ya, bahasa Indonesia way or English way. Next, ada use of capitals. Ini udah wajib, you have to have it. Mana kata-kata yang wajib memakai capital, mana yang tidak. So you're not going to just make it in general bahwa yang